Big Lou, and it's Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And let me tell you what I got going on for you. I got a new grill to tell you about today. Yeah, I found a grill deal. Let me come in closer, and we'll talk about it. Hey, I want to let you, my viewer, know how I acquired this grill. By the way, all that smoke, I've got the 22 fired up over there. See, I've got 3 other Old Smokey grills. I like them. I've got 2 of the 22s and the 18. Now my charcoal grill collection is complete with their 14. They make 3 sizes of charcoal grills and an electric smoker, all right? Anyway, I want to tell you how I acquired it, all right? Because I got it kind of a deal on it. In the town where I grew up and my wife grew up, coincidentally, my wife's and my folks live there. Coincidentally, our kids' grandparents live there. We were visiting in the summer, went to the store. They had the 14 small, this very one, on the shelf. It was $40. Had an open box. I peeked inside, the handle was missing. I left it there. Went back about Thanksgiving time here and late in the year. It was actually the day before Thanksgiving. Had a sign on it, reduced to 35. Peeked in the box, still no handle in there. So I talked to the manager. I said, hey, it doesn't have a handle. She said, would you give 10 for it? Well, heck yeah, I'd give 10 for it. So I gave 10 for it. Went outside, got in the car, got on my little smartphone thing, the same smartphone thing you're watching me on, because that's what I'm filming it on. It's got one of those little apps where you can access the internet. You just type it. You know, you remember back in the 90s when you had to dial the internet? You don't have to dial it. You just hit that, open that app. Internet comes up. And I went to the Old Smokey website, which is on the internet, and I ordered a handle. That's the thing on top that you can grab safely so that you don't burn yourself when you grab the lid off of it. And I ordered a handle because it didn't have a handle. Now, a few minutes later, I got an email back that said, hey, Big Lou, we recognize it's you. Wasn't quite rhyming like that, but it's that. And they refunded my PayPal account. They did so because I cook on their grills on YouTube a lot. I like their grills. But you know what? They thanked me for it, and I appreciate that. But I believe that if you bought an Old Smokey grill and it was missing a part and you took a picture of the box and sent them to the company, I bet they'd rectify it. I'd bet you $1 to a donut they'd make it right. I know the folks at the company. I've gotten a chance to meet them in this past year in 2019. And there's no doubt in my mind, if it was missing a part, they'd rectify it. Of course, I wouldn't tell them how much you paid for it if you got a deal like 10 bucks. Anyway, I'm going to take this video, I'm going to compare it to the Weber Smokey Joe, which is a comparable size. I'm not dissing Weber. I like Weber. By the way, I got a good grill deal on the Weber. There'll be an iCard above later in this video and a link down below to my review of the Weber. But I'm going to do some comparison, and we're going to cook a little sausage and boudin on it. Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. All right, got the Old Smokey sticker. Sometimes these things just burn off real quick. That's what happened to my 18, and they told me that at the factory. Most of them stay on a long time, but my 18, as soon as I lit it up, it just melted off. They told me at the factory they're supposed to be heat resistant, but every now and then they get people that tell them, hey, it just burned off. So hopefully this one will stay on. All right, I assembled it. The handle assembles here. The vents are pretty simple. You got a hole in the top, and you got this little slider just like you do on the bigger Old Smokies, okay? There's your grill grate, all nice and neat. It's the only time you're gonna see it nice and neat is this video. All right, and it is about 14 inches in diameter. Look at that, see? All right, now we're gonna take a look at the grill grate here in a minute and the size of the grill grate, which is a little lot smaller. And inside, you've got this charcoal plate. All the Old Smokies have this charcoal plate. And right down here is your vent hole. Oops, I dropped it on the side. All right, now look, I don't know why, but they drill the handle out in the bottom too and the top, the holes, but it doesn't matter. You can cut it off just well, and the bottom of it looks just like that. Sorry, dropping the grill grate again on the table. We're looking at this. All right, I'm not a professional show. You want a professional show? Watch somebody else, man. I'm a guy having fun with food, fire, and a phone in my backyard, all right? So yeah, that was, you know, dropped on the ground there. So that's how the bottom vent works. It does have the 2 holes drilled for the handle. I think they're all like that, all right? And the charcoal grate sits on the bottom screws that hold the legs in. And there's 2-inch screws, and the cooking grate sits on the top one. The legs stick up a little bit above the edge so that the grill grate will fit in there. So it just fits just like that, all right? Grill grate fits like that. And by the way, Old Smokey sells these magic brackets. I have this on my other one. They go on the legs like that, and then the small, the lid can rest just like that on the magic bracket. Well, obviously, as you can see, the lid is a lot taller on the Old Smokey. Okay, take that down, and we've got 8 3/4 inches between the top of the lid and the grilling grate. That means you could probably do an entire chicken sitting on upright on a can on this tabletop grill, and that would not be possible with this one. Let's take a look at this. Well, I can't get that tape rule through there, so we're going to use the little one. I don't know if you can see that or not in the sunlight, but it's 3.5 inches, okay, from the grill grate to the top of the lid in the Weber. I get to use the bigger tape rule now, and I don't know if you can see that either, but it's just under 4.5 inches. Let's go with 4 3/8, all right, inches from the charcoal grate to the cooking grate. And the Weber is about 3.5 inches from the cooking grate to the coal grate. So you got about 1 inch more of clearance, less chance maybe to burn food or something with this one rather than that one. All right, I'm about to flip both these grills over, but if you look inside here, you got, this is the Weber. You've got this little daisy wheel thing to close off the vents, and they fall into a little ash catcher. The Old Smokey has this charcoal tray. The center of the charcoal tray is solid. It has these holes out to the side to allow air to move through to cook the charcoal. Now, it's been my experience with the other ones that the charcoal does burn real smooth on this plate instead of a grate, okay? Because it's just sitting there a lot more like a Dutch oven table. I like the way charcoal burns in Old Smokey. But this is over the vent hole in the center. So there's not a lot of ashes that are going to fall through. Looking at the bottom again. There's that vent hole, okay? But ashes don't really fall through. They sit in the bottom here because the charcoal plate is blocking it. When ashes do fall through, they're not hot embers. This, of course, has this charcoal tray because we're looking at it upside down, all right? But sometimes ashes do fall out. So both of them could get the surface you're cooking dirty, but neither one of them is going to burn your surface with hot embers. All right? Here's where the Weber really shines over the Old Smokey. They have this metal leg that bends, and it's got that nice smooth curve on it, and it's well polished here, and it's not going to scratch your table or surface very badly at all. The legs on the Old Smokey are sharp. Be careful. It's been my experience as I use them that after they get rusted, they could, make sure you got your tetanus shot. Now, I'm not just pointing it out. These could scratch a table surface if you've got something real painted or shiny that you don't want scratched. Be careful. It's not going to scratch stone, and if you got an old wooden picnic table at a campground, no one's going to care. But that surface here at the top of the legs could scratch something. All right, now that is the Weber grill grate cooking surface. This is the Old Smokey. If I put it down, as you can see, the Old Smokey has a slightly smaller diameter than the Weber. I've tried them out. They are not interchangeable. The Weber does not fit inside the Old Smokey too well, and this one does not stand up in the Weber where it's supposed to be. All right, so the cooking surface is slightly smaller in the Old Smokey. All right, Old Smokey, Houston, Texas. All right, oldsmokey.com. You can check them out right there, guys. They recommend burning it off, have an initial burn because there might be oils and stuff from the machines. I went to their factory. Some of the machines they make these things on are 80 years old or more. The factory's been there for nearly 100 years. Factory's been there since 1923. All right. And so what I do though is I wash it. I'm using Simple Green, a 50-50 mixture of Simple Green. You could use Citrus Safe or something like that, but I try to use something. And I just spray all the parts down, inside and out. Spray that down too. I'll spray it with Simple Green. I'm gonna let that sit there just a few minutes, and then I'm gonna hose it off, and then we're gonna get cooking some lunch. Well, earlier I showed you the magic bracket, which attaches onto the legs. That doesn't come with the grill. It's an add-on device. You get it from oldsmokey.com. I took it off of my 18 to put on here, but you can see it holds the lid pretty well. Show you this. This also works with the other two, but with the bigger one, you need to have the long legs. But the grill grates, they hang right there on the legs too. But with the short legs, it works well with the 14. It kind of works with the 18. Anyway, these coals will be going soon. I'll spread them out and we'll get some sausages cooking. Coals have been going about 30 minutes now. I think any icky stuff is burned off or washed off of this grill, and it's time to put some sausages on it. What better way to break in a Houston-made grill than with a Beaumont-made sausages? These Zummo Party Times, I love them. They're like a smoked sausage with a little spice to them, but they're not nearly as spicy as hot links. So people that don't like hot links, these are really good, but it's a better quality sausage. You could use it in jambalaya. It's like a southern sausage with a little bit of spice to it. And Zummo's Jalapeño Boudin. I did a review on Jalapeño Boudin about 2 years ago. And a lot of people in Texas spell Boudin with an A. It's D-A-I-N. And most people in Louisiana spell it D-I-N. I teased the spelling of it a little bit in that video. I'll have the link in the iCard above. Okay, it'll be right over there. And after I did that video, Zummo started spelling it without the A. Anyway, the jalapeno sausages are pretty good. Let's get them on the grill. I've got half a dozen in each pack. I wonder if it could fit all 12. I don't know. Well, what do you know? Half a dozen of the Party Times, half a dozen of the Jalapeño Boudin. All right, so 1 dozen sausages on there. And so that's perfect for 2 people or more than 2 people. Not a bad little grill. Doesn't use up a lot of charcoal either. I'll show you what these look like when they're done. We'll end this video. Well, these sausages should be just about done. So far, the sticker's still on there, and I expect it to hold up. Just had a little bit of blistering right there. It normally doesn't happen either, but sometimes. And boy, look at that boudin. When boudin starts to, the rice starts to pop out the edges like that, it's done. That skin is crispy on there, and look at the blistered skin on the Party Times. Look at this, look at this, look at this. They're not burnt. Get them off of here easy. Look at that. That is perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to let this grill cook all the way out, and I'll show you what the sticker looks like, and we'll do some closing thoughts. Thanks for watching this informative video on the Old Smokey 14 tabletop grill. All right, it's cool to the touch. The coals have have gone out. I'll let the thing stay open and let the coals burn down to ash. This is what it looks like right there. I can pick it up just in case this coal tray is still hot. I got a glove on here, but you see you can pick it up and see the coals stay there. Very little fell out, and I think most of that was when I just picked this tray up. But all you do is just dump it out, rinse it out, and everything's going to be fine. Yeah, I had one of these Old Smokies 25 years ago. Like I said, I used it about 3 times, and I let it rust out. I was in my mid-20s and didn't care as much. But I know that Old Smokies last 5 or more years if you take care of them. Look, if you're watching this still, then you're really making a decision on a $30 purchase. Either grill that I compared here are very good, but I realized when I was in my late 30s, about 15, 20 years ago, just how regional Old Smokies are. So if you're not from the Gulf South, you may not know much about them. I made this video just to tell you. Hey, if you're still watching, thanks. This was a long video. I tried to make it informative, and I tried to make it thorough, and I tried to make it mildly entertaining. Anyway, thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue.